Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India, India's voice to the world. This is Sportsbuzz with me, Deepika, and coming up in the next half an hour. England all set to take on the West Indies with an eye on semi-final spot at the ongoing T20 Women's Cricket World Cup. New Zealand becomes the second team to secure a semi-final spot. India opens day one of ISSF shooting World Cup final with a silver medal. Sonams Interview bags silver in women's 10-meter air rifle category. Spain, Denmark, Portugal to prove their mettle at Nations League group stage encounter tonight. Earlier, France and Germany both registered victory in crucial encounters. And European Leagues Players' Union filed complaint against FIFA's calendar abuse as elite leagues jointly expressed concern at the impact of an expanding football calendar. First up from cricket, Team India is all set to take on New Zealand in the first test match on Wednesday in Bengaluru. The men in blue will begin the three-match series as favourites after registering a thumping victory against Bangladesh. Ahead of the match, Kiwis have already suffered a huge blow as Kane Williamson has been ruled out due to an injury. Let's take a look at this pre-match preview to know more.
Test match series on October 16 in Bengaluru, which could be billed as uneven battle. Led by Tom Latham, New Zealand face an uphill battle against India that has been invincible at home in the recent past. The visitors have never beaten the hosts in the subcontinent in a test series and lost 1-0 on their last tour in 2021. In fact, New Zealand have won only 2 tests and none since 1988 in India. In addition to this, Kiwis have suffered a big blow as their star batter Kane Williamson has been ruled out of the first test due to injury. Recently, New Zealand lost 2-0 in Galle against Sri Lanka. However, New Zealand remain optimistic, batter Rachin Ravindra said. As New Zealanders, we do not try to look at opposition too much. We know what a quality side they are and what they bring to the table. But I think we have to play our game and be consistent and put our best foot forward. And hopefully that results in a win. Who knows? On the other hand, India led by Rohit Sharma remain firm favourites. India trounced Bangladesh 2-0 in their most recent test series and are unbeaten at home in the longest format since 2012. It could be a special match for Virat Kohli, who is just 53 runs away from reaching 9,000 test runs. In 62 test encounters, India have won 22 matches, while New Zealand have secured 13 wins, with the rest of the matches ending in draw. But India's head coach Gautam Gambhir urged caution. New Zealand is a completely different challenge. We know that they are a very, very good team. We know they have got some really high quality players. They have got players who can hurt us. We want to be a team that can make 400 runs in a day and bat for 2 days to draw. In the ensuing series, India will gun for 19th straight home test series win, while New Zealand will hope to script history. Sports Desk, DD India.
Indian skipper Rohit Sharma has virtually ruled out Mohammad Shami from the upcoming Test tour of Australia, saying that the pacer's recovery from an ankle surgery has been hampered by swelling in his knees and it would not be right to take an undercooked version of him for the marquee showdown. The Indian captain said on the eve of the first Test against New Zealand. I quote a statement here. Right now, it's pretty difficult for us to make a call on him whether he'll be fit for this series or the Australia series. He recently had swelling on his knee, which was quite unusual. He was in the process of getting fit, getting close to 100%. He had swelling in his knee that put him back a little bit in his recovery. So he had to start again. Right now, he's at NCA. He's working with the physios and the doctors at the NCA, unquote. At Women's Cricket World Cup, New Zealand advanced to the semi-finals after registering a dominant 54-run victory over Pakistan in Dubai. In the game, Pakistan needed to chase down 111 in 10.4 overs to stay in contention, but collapsed under pressure, managing just 56 all out in 11.4 overs. New Zealand's batters had earlier struggled against Pakistan's spin, posting a modest 110 for a loss of 6 wickets, with Susie Bates top scoring with 28. Pakistan's misfielding, including 8 dropped catches, added to their downfall. Amelia Kerr led New Zealand's bowling effort with 3 for 14, while Eden Carson chipped in with 2 for 7. New Zealand, reaching their first semi-final since 2016, will face Group B winner either South Africa, England or the West Indies. And in today's encounter at the T20 Women's Cricket World Cup, England will take on the West Indies in the Women's T20 World Cup at Dubai International Cricket Stadium. England has won all 3 of their games and are placed on the top of the points table. On the other hand, the Caribbean side needs to win this game at any cost to qualify for the playoff. Currently, West Indies are in the 3rd spot and they have a better net run rate than England and 2nd place South Africa. South Africa cannot take their upcoming game for granted, as a defeat by a huge margin can send them out of the tournament. Now, the BCCI has decided to do away with the impact players rule for the upcoming Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy, which is a domestic tournament. The move is being welcomed by many, but on the other hand, the BCCI reiterated that the rule will remain intact for next 3 seasons of Indian Premier League. Here's more. The Board of Control for Cricket in India, or the BCCI, has decided to scrap the impact player rule for the upcoming Syed Mushtaq Ali T20 Trophy, which is scheduled to be played from the 23rd of November this year. The rule was introduced in the same event a couple of years ago and was later extended to the Indian Premier League as well. However, the BCCI has further decided to retain the rule in the IPL for the next 3 seasons, which means up to the year 2027. First, let us understand what exactly is Impact Players Rule. As per the Impact Players Rule, after the toss, each team is allowed to name up to 5 substitute players in addition to their playing 11. At any time during the game, one of them, referred to as the impact player, can replace a member of the playing 11. Now, since its introduction in the 2023 season, the rule has been subject to debate, outlining its pros and cons for Indian cricket. Several high-profile players, such as Rohit Sharma, had expressed concerns over the rule, saying it could be detrimental to the development of all-rounders. However, now that domestic tournaments are no longer adopting this strategy, the IPL still continues to do so for upcoming seasons. Deepika's report for DD India. And now let's talk about shooting. India opens day 1 at the ongoing ISSF Shooting World Cup with a silver medal. Sonam bagged a silver with a scoreline of 252.9. The difference between gold and silver was just 1.6. The ISSF Shooting World Cup final is being held at Delhi's Dr. Karni Singh Shooting Range, and Sonam had an exclusive conversation with DD India correspondent Naran Singh. Take a listen.
India has opened its account at the Shooting World Cup in New Delhi, and Sonam Maskar won silver medal. Sonam, congratulations for winning the medal for India. How was the competition?
Competition was good and experience was so good.
Talking about your previous credential, you won silver medal in the Cairo World Cup also. So how you look back your journey in the shooting, especially winning the medal at the events like World Cups?
It's never been an easy competition at final. I feel so good that I played in my home country, जो भारत में हुआ है. भारत के सारे लोग आए हैं चेयरअप करने के लिए, तो वो बहुत चेरिशफुल मोमेंट था मेरे लिए. Yes.
So it was a cherishful moment for Sonam. Sonam, talking about the Indian shooting, the way Indian shooters are doing well, won medals at the Olympics and half of the medal came from the shooting. So what's the reason you find that India is doing so well in the shooting events?
The government, they improve the facilities like SAI, and are also doing so good. They build new platform for us, and that's why we are here. So it was so good and it was so beneficial for us to improve more.
You have seen that the way things are happening in the India right now, not only in shooting but in every discipline, India is doing so well. So you also have been doing well, winning the medals at the Shooting World Cup. So what is your next target right now?
The main target is my 2028 Olympics gold medal. But right now I am focusing on my next matches, which is going to happen. Yes.
So great the way Sonam performed here, winning the silver medal at the shooting World Cup. Definitely we can say that it's a big achievement for her, winning the second medal at the shooting World Cup. And now she is also targeting the mega events like Olympics. With camera person Rohit Chopra, Naran Singh, DD India, Delhi.
And now let's go live across to Dr. Karni Singh shooting range, where DD India correspondent Narayan Singh is joining us. Narayan, day one opened with a silver medal. However, Ridham Sangwan, Arjun Babuta and in fact the Turkish sensation Yusuf Dike all missed by a whisker. How is day one shaping up, the rest of the day shaping up for Team India there?
Are you getting? We know that Deepika, it's the shooting World Cup finals in Delhi, and here the world's top-notch shooters, Olympic medalists, world champions are here. So the competition is very stiff and very tough. And we know that the way India started their campaign with the winning a silver medal in 10-meter air rifle event, definitely it's a good start for the India. And we know that the kind of talent we have right now, we have the maximum number of medals in Olympics through shooting. So we are hoping that this Indian squad, as the tournament will progress, will more medal for India. And we know that hosting the big event in itself is a big achievement. And the way the shooting has, we can say that progress, the Indian shooters has, we can say that performed in all the mega tournaments is commendable, and we are hoping that our shooters will exactly repeat that thing here also. And as the days, Manu Bhaker is not there, as we know that she is just enjoying her the performance, enjoying her glory that he did at the Olympics. But all in all the top-notch shooters, Indian shooters are there, and because of the host country, in each of the 12 events, 2 shooters, Indian shooters are there. So we are hoping that more shooters will win medals for India as the tournament will progress.
All right, thank you so much, Narayan, for joining us. And moving on, now let's talk about another exclusive conversation where the Secretary General of the National Rifle Association of India, Kunwar Sultan Singh, reflected on the growth of shooting in India. He stated that due to the perseverance of players and facilities provided to them by the Indian government, they are able to excel in the sport.
Indian shooters are dominating the world shooting arenas, and right now I am joined by Kunwar Sultan Singh, the Secretary General of the National Rifle Association of India. Sir, a very warm welcome. The dominance of the Indian shooter is continuous, the way they are performing at the world level. So what are the reasons that our shooters, whether it is Olympics, whether it is World Cup or any other mega event, they are dominating?
Well, they are dominating is because of their perseverance, their focus and the training structure that has been provided to them with the support setup. So you see, this is the nursery of our shooters, which is coming up to the next flank after graduating to, and today is a very congratulatory day for all of us, where Maskar has won us the silver medal as the first day on the competition in the air rifle women's section. And this has been our 6th World Cup final over being we are hosting our. So far as the standard of excellence of our shooters is concerned, shooting sport as a matter of fact has gained a lot of popularity and lot of passion. All the shooters whosoever make up the mark to enter into the national squad, they really adopt all the requisite requirements for a shooter to excel at the international standards, and they follow it up very, very perseverantly. So that is how the result of their entire efforts translating into the medal finishes.
So the effort.
From shooting ranges, now let's move on to hockey turfs. Indian women's hockey team coach Harendra Singh is hopeful that Indian women hockey players will benefit a lot by participating in the first ever Hockey India Women's League. Harendra Singh, who is back in India after spending few years in the USA, says he is happy to be associated with the women's hockey team. His main target is to win a medal at 2028 Olympics. Take a listen.
we have with us the coach of Indian women's hockey team, Mr. Harendra Singh. Harendra Singh, welcome back to India. After spending some time in America, you're finally back in India. How does it feel to be back at home?
I think I'm happy. Ghar wapsi, as you say, after 4.5 years spending in America. I am really happy to be associated with the women's hockey, which is, I think, my one of the dream, because unfinished task I have left and went to men's hockey. So I think I'm more than happy to be in the associated with the women's hockey.
And what do you have to say about the first ever Indian Women's Hockey India League? Because we will see Indian women hockey players participating in Hockey India League and mingling with some international players.
I think first of all, I like to thank the Hockey India, which is giving the providing platform where the hockey, women's hockey also can be par with the men's hockey and playing the HIL. I think this is a huge step from Hockey India, and I think that will give our women's hockey the self-confidence, showcase their skill, and also the confidence, because if some of the foreign players also playing in the same team, they know what to do, how they prepare your team, and also that one of the fear factor always is there, like the foreigners are much better than us. I think that will be evaporate after a few matches. And the third things, I think I am sure they will go for the positive, negative side of each player they analyze, and when they are playing against each other, they will definitely give the confidence to the girls.
Next 2-3 years are going to be very busy for you. There are Asian Games, Hockey World Cup, and then of course LA 28. So what is your roadmap?
First, our roadmap is definitely the LA Olympic, finishing in the podium. That is the paramount, and there is no compromise on that. And that process in between the 26th, that Asian game now will come definitely. That we have to win and then World Cup. Before the Asian game, the World Cup is there. So the World Cup, I'm planning to focusing for the finishing top 4. Or getting one medal, or maybe top 5. That will be the realistic target. And so once we build a good base on the 2026, I think then we can also challenge in 2021. That's all. And in between playing the Pro League, be staying in the Pro League, so we can get the quality matches and the Asian Trophy, Asian Champions Trophy, the Asia Cup, and some few tours. So overall 45 to 55 matches in a year we plan, and I think that's a minimum requirement when we want to really get medal in the Olympic.
Indian women's hockey team's recent performance is quite mixed. They really impressed with their performance in the Tokyo Olympics, but then again disappointed in Paris Olympics, did not qualify. So what is your reading of the current team, and what improvements would you like to see in the team?
The two aspects we are really working hard. One is the fitness, match demand fitness. It's not the fitness for the aerobic, the speed. And the third one is the mentality, decision making. So we are working on the decision making and the mentality to win the ball and win the game as much as possible. If we will cover this thing, I think these girls are the highly skilled and I think highly focused. And the beauty of the Indian women, not general, I think that they know how to keep your house intact. So that's, I think, the cool, calm and composed. They are more focused on that.
And what is the main target that you have set for the Indian women's hockey team? What is your next immediate target for them?
Immediate is definitely the Asian Champions Trophy coming in the November from 11 to 20th. That's immediate target. But the long-term target is definitely the pinnacle of any sports, the Olympic, finishing in the podium.
Thank you so much for talking to us. So Indian women's hockey team's coach Harendra Singh, he says that his main target is to win a medal in the LA 2028 Olympics. With camera person Vishnu Bandhu, this is Suchitra reporting for DD India in New Delhi.
Moving on to soccer now. First, the latest update coming in from women's soccer. Arsenal women's head coach Jonas Eidevall resigned on Tuesday after 3 years at the club following back-to-back defeats by Bayern Munich and Chelsea. Assistant coach René Sledgers will take charge of the team on an interim basis. Sixth placed Arsenal have won only 1 of 4 league matches this season and lost 5-2 at Bayern in the Champions League last week before a 2-1 defeat by Chelsea. Now in Nations League, Randall Kolomuani's double goal secured France a 2-1 victory over Belgium in their Nations League A Group 2 match. Kolomuani scored a penalty and a header, helping France move closer to the quarterfinals. Despite Belgium's dominance in the early stages and a missed penalty opportunity, Kolomuani's brilliance ensured that his team came out on top. In another Nations League encounter, Germany secured a spot in the Nations League quarterfinals with a 1-0 victory over the Netherlands, and thanks to Jamie Luling's debut goal. After an early offside goal, Luling found the net in the 64th minute, firing into the top corner following a failed attempt by the Dutch to clear the ball. Germany dominated the match on Tim Clandestine and Maximilian, who created several opportunities to score, while the Netherlands struggled to create any chances. Now, Nigeria's soccer team have pulled out of their Africa Cup of Nations qualifier in Libya and returned home. They protested at being diverted and abandoned for hours in an airport far from the match venue. The Super Eagles were due to play Libya on Tuesday in the city of Benghazi, where they hope to seal a qualification berth for the finals in Morocco late next year. But after being stranded for more than 16 hours at an airport which is 250 kilometers away from their intended destination, the Nigerian players said they would not fulfill the fixture. The Libyan Football Federation said the incident was not deliberate and urged Nigeria to be understanding, adding that the players had also faced travel difficulties in Nigeria last week. Now, the row against FIFA's calendar is taking a new turn as European League's group in Liga has accused FIFA of abuse, filing a joint complaint as well. Our next report has got more details for you. In a recent move, a players' union, the European League's group, and Spain's La Liga accused FIFA of abuse as they filed a joint complaint about the governing body's international match schedule to European Union antitrust regulators. The elite leagues are concerned at the impact of an expanding football calendar on well-being, with some of the players struggling from fatigue, injuries, and the mental toll, even though they are often compensated with enormous salaries.
This is indeed a very important day. Alex, David have mentioned it. That's the first time ever that we have players' unions and leagues, social partners together to lodge the complaint against the international federation and decision-making process on the international match calendar. This is unfortunate, but the message that we have together is very simple. Enough is enough. We can't take it anymore.
On the other hand, European League's board member Matthew also said that they are trying to find a solution to avoid any extreme measures.
The strike, obviously, we feel for the players, and what we are doing today is to try to obviously find a solution to avoid those very, very extreme measures. So I hope we're not going to get to that point. But it's obviously, something that the players have mentioned, and we have to listen to that.
FIFA, however, argues that the international calendar was approved by representatives of all continents, including Europe, and consultation with FIFPro and the leagues. Earlier on Monday, FIFA said it would start negotiations with the sports stakeholders on the transfer system after the European Union ruled parts of it were unlawful. Sports Desk, DD India. Now, Indian Sports Ministry has put the National Sports Governance Bill in public domain, seeking suggestions from public and the stakeholders as part of pre-legislative consultation process. The bill aims at providing development and promotion of sports, welfare measures for sports persons, ethical practices in sports. It also seeks to establish Sports Regulatory Board of India that will act as central regulatory authority responsible for granting recognition to national sports federations and ensure compliance with governance, financial and ethical standards. Union Sports Minister Mansukh Mandaviya has once again invited suggestions of the public on the bill by putting the bill online at public domain. Stakeholders and general public have been requested to send their suggestions by the 25th of October. And that's all for this edition of DD India Sportsbuzz. But do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from the country and the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download it right now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I am Deepika, and from all of us here in New Delhi, thank you so much for watching Sportsbuzz. Namaskar.